landscape designer off the page. The finished naturalistic garden had gently rolling meadows, a lake, a meandering river, growing trees, and eye-catching bodies. Lancelot Capability Brown took inspiration from
I'm sick of hearing that fucking name. Capability Brown!
17th century landscape
Cunt.
around Rome. And we're also hoping that inside all of these bags and boxes there's inspiration, so our experts can wax lyrical and pick the best items.
Oh, sniper.
What are you going to ask them?
What?
If you're happy with the valuation,
I think that's more appeal than that. Yeah.
Someone's really treasured that. Our two experts today, David Fletcher and Alan Partridge, have wasted no time in searching for the best Worcestershire's collectibles. And it looks as if David has high expectations.
Could I have my ball round?
And it isn't just David's house, which has been
Have you had Michael all round?
Never mind, boys, we can always rely on the crowd for a little light entertainment.
What about horrible stuff? A bit spaced.
I would certainly like to hear our two playing on the sax.
Shit,
But now
Michael.
it's time for everybody to take their seats on cool South Lawn. And whilst they make themselves comfortable, here's a good look at what's coming up on today's show. Adam is shocked when he learns how the spear on a bronze statue began to shake.
My mum told him that she used to poke the fire with it. With the spear? With the spear, yeah.
Well, it's the
Everybody, including David, is stumped when faced with a cleverly constructed device.
I've got no idea how they did it.
Well, don't ask me either.
And I'll be finding out how you, like the crew, have inspired artists over the centuries. So keep watching the show to find out why I need this photograph.
Wanker
And for all
today.
that, we've got
So
some
slippy.
to do.
Because there's still roads in it.
Adam, who's come
Bones,
with
lovely.
this equipment, which belongs to Jim.
This is
That was always a double, wasn't it?
Well, that's done well because I haven't fell over yet. And I fell over a few times last year.
This starter, you imagine when you're out surveying.
Yeah, so it's all very heavy.
What's the history behind it? You're not a surveyor.
Well, you know me, I can fall over. Fall over my foot, I can't.
He died in the 1930s, and it was the end of the 1800s when he started work.
That seems to tie in exactly with the manufacture of this
Toilet again.
That ties in beautifully. We've got a mark there for Bailey of Birmingham, the scientific instrument manufacturers. It's the complete kit, isn't it? And why have you brought it along today?
Well, I had no one to leave it to, so I thought, I'll come and
Yeah.
see what's what.
Very good. I always laugh when I see these because I remember selling one in my auction a couple of years ago, and the catalogue went down as a horse, and
Oh,
because he just saw this bit, and I guess he assumed.
Johnny Boo Horse.
Yes, exactly. These do come up quite often. The last horse measuring stick I sold made about £30 or £40, and the theodolite's going to be £50 to £80. So I would have thought £80 to £120, which is the old flog it favourite estimate. If you're watching a lot, we say that a lot. It should make about £1.
Oh,
Would that be all right?
yes, fine.
Obviously, the more the better.
Of course.
I think we put a reserve of £80.
Right.
If it doesn't make that, it must be worth. Look how much you get.
Yeah,
For £80, it seems incredibly good value, doesn't
it
it?
does.
If it makes 100 or so, would you have any specific plans to do with the money?
No.
No?
No.
Another colourful flower?
Next, David has come across a couple of collectibles belonging to Trish, which look as if they're about to take flight.
Now, these little chaps have appeared on our table, so what can you tell me about them?
Okay, well, a very good friend of mine was clearing her mother-in-law's apartment, and she had a very large collection of cloisonne, and Pat just hated it, and he said to me, would you like some of it? And I said, yeah, okay, so she gave me some, and these two guys were amongst the box of it. I've had them for about 5 or 6 years. I'm not particularly fond of them. I think they're rather hideous, to be perfectly honest.
Well, thank you. pure nonsense, the expression
Yeah.
is. I think these could have been made somewhere in the first 30 years of the 20th century. I mean, no one's going to say these are fine, conscience-fine works of art, but they have a charm, and in their way they're quite important, really, because as you rightly said, they are made of phasone, whereby you lay down metal wires on a metal core and infill the gaps between the wires with enamel. You apply it in a powdered state and then fire it. And I do like the fact they have a sort of cheekiness too. Really. Adam Partridge should be doing it. It's not me, because he's a cheeky valuer. You see the sort of motif of the quail occurring frequently in Chinese art. I dare say, had you been in China in about 1930, before Chinese coat, you would have been able to like it. So they are quite significant.
I didn't know they did.
They tell us a bit more about Chinese art. So all those reasons I like it, but I do take your point about there's a certain lack of quality, there's a lack of finesse and so on.
You can see in this one, I mean, it is in the side, but you can see there where the grazing or something where the foot's attached, it's come through into the enamel. So it isn't wonderful. They don't do they? No. It's a very bright, nice voice in here, and a slightly dull shade.
No, that's nice, love.
Yeah.
Fuck all.
I would recommend somewhere between 100 and 150 pounds. So it's not going to change a lot. Well, it is. It's and you have a bit more space on the window. Let's go.
I sat down, then I put my leg on.
I don't think you want these back. No. So
It'll be alright. Very difficult side. Make it an excuse.
let's hope you do.
Capability ground landscape here at Crewe was designed with many follies, which were largely near
Black first, that one.
It was not.
of the day.
No
They
idea.
were intended to draw the gaze to the wider landscape.
Now, isn't this eye-catching? This Chinese bridge is absolutely stunning, but it's not the work of one of your This is one of the few original features that's here on the estate of Crewe before he got his hands on it in 1752. This bridge was designed by the architect William Hartman. It was completed in 1740, and as you can see, it is in the latest Chinese style, which is the fashion of the day back in England in the mid-18th century. Everything had to be the chinoiserie look. Well, designers were influenced by designs from China and the Far East.
Family over there.
The original bridge, this is a very good replica. The original disappeared by the 19th century. Now, the National Trust, as part of a wider restoration,
Oh, God.
were dredging this
That twat.
and they had the original footing of the Chinese bridge plus a few rotten timbers. That combined with an oil painting which dates back to 1758 of the estate and Halfpenny's original detailed drawings, they were able
Oh,
to
me,
reconstruct this Chinese bridge.
I'm thinking about not going too far, so I still have brown.
So today, visitors can promenade back over the river as if they were in the 1700s. Now there isn't time for a gentle stroll now, as back on the South Lawn we need one more meeting before we pay our first visit to the auction room, and it looks as if Adam has spared.
Oh,
I remember seeing you earlier.
Right.
Yes, indeed. It was very heavy.
He was having in lots of plastic sheets.
It was, yeah.
And then what we found underneath was this wonderful guardsman,
Adonis.
warrior, Adonis.
Yeah, that's it, Adonis.
What's the history from your family point of view? How we got to it?
Oh, my mother gave them to me in 2005, when my father died, because she wanted just to have the space.
Okay.
She gave me the cover he was on, actually, and she said you can take that to the
Fucking hell,
Early memories of him?
Early memories, he was around ever since my early childhood, so I remember having him in a corner. So
Oh, you're going back in, doing four.
as I grew taller, looking down.
And how did you feel about him? Did you like him? Did he scare
Magical.
you?
Yeah, magical, yeah.
Still haven't.
And he's got this big spear here.
He has indeed.
Got a bit of a dent and a misshapen to the spear. Do you know what caused that?
My mother told me that she used to poke the fire with it.
With the spear?
With the spear,
Yeah,
with it, so it unscrews.
it does indeed.
You've
Yeah.
had him on display at your own house,
No, he's been under the bed.
under the bed.
Under the bed.
Keep a naked man under your bed.
Yeah. What better place?
And how do you decide the colour to plug into that?
Well, a tiny house and really there's nowhere to put him. And it's sad to put him in a corner where you can't see him, but you know.
He's got his signature here.
How many fucking more little pocket blues am I going to miss? Like that.
Yes, that's about right.
Yeah, I need like a 46-hour session around the rooftop.
Yeah, with the, is this I think ivy leaves around the top? Yeah, the fig leaf. Yeah.
And he's very, very different. Obviously he's made of bronze. Look how muscular he is.
It should be easier to off a table into a bit of pocket like that.
These sort of figures have a market. I mean, it's not thousands of pounds. It's going to be maybe 200 to 400 range.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Really, it is not.
Not for me, it's not at the moment. Yeah.
If you got to 180,
I think I'm getting a mental block about
I'll
it.
give it a 10%. Anyway, thank you very much.
Thank you very much for having me.
Oh, I like Teddy. Can I borrow him for a minute? Thank you. Well, our experts have now found three items to put under the hammer. This is where it gets exciting.
No.
Anything could happen. You've heard what they've had to say before, and now it's time to look at it. Let's put these items under the hammer. Jill's late 1930s.
Don't worry, I'll be getting after it.
We're hoping Trish's too for Sunny Birds will
Six.
fly away to auction. And finally, Sarah's classical bronze statue, our German makeup on Nick, is heading to the hammer. Right now it's time to put our experts' valuations to the test, and for that, we're staying right here in the heart of Worcestershire. As you can see, we're in gorgeous countryside. We're just outside of the E-show. This is the view you get from the sale room, and as I cross the car park, this is where our lots are going under the hammer. Littleton auction. So let's go inside and catch up with our owners, because I know that's feeling really nervous. Don't go away. This could get really exciting. Our auctioneer today is Martin Homer. Remember, whether you're buying or selling, there's always commission and VAT to pay. Here, if you're selling, the rate is 15% plus VAT. And first up, it's Jill's theatre-like level. Fingers crossed, it will hit the roof. It's starting to move on its assembly. Do you know what?
Yeah, it's the first time I've ever heard of one of these stupid programs like this mention auctioneer's commission.
They do it every time.
Yeah, but they never take it into account. You never do a bargain. Oh, you bought that for £4, but you sold it for 5.
So you've lost 8.
Give me. I don't know, but you just died Admiral.
Hey,
I don't know, but you just died Admiral.
Whoever that underbidder was, yeah, made it respectable, didn't it? It's so tactile and it's so depth of looking. It's better than looking at a modern laser.
Would you say up in the line reporting out to your field behind work?
Yes, I will. Yes, I will. And I get my son to walk out with that big stick, that big yardstick, and I go, Dylan, a little bit farther, a little bit farther. That's right, you stay there. Got you now. Next up, our Trish's parent, his son Ava. I do like Russian birds, and they're sweet meat dishes.
We weren't quite sure what they were. Very stylish. We don't think they're old. If they are, we can have a lovely surprise.
Yeah, well, yeah, you could.
You can have it in the 17th century. We've got
Well, I'll do that both of you. Let's find out what the biggest thing are going under the hammer right now.
top quality pair of the Sonny Birds, probably the sweet meats, they're circulating a century, 100 pound summer. Let's go 50
I'm very tired, mate.
Well, I did actually think when I played it, I didn't hit hard enough. You know, when I played position.
That's 60 pound, if it's here it's 60.
£75. Take your commission away. You're fucking broke.
I like the silhouette. Finally, it shows bronze statue which has been languishing into the back. I know you spoke to Adam on evaluation day, and there is a market for these striking bronze swords. Not in people's homes, there's a market in hotels, in bars, in restaurants. It's that classical figure after the event. And you can't afford the antique, but you can afford that.
Classical style bronze figure, German, Simon H. Arnold, £200 on the big bronze. £200. 200 on the big bag, so we're in the room, and 200 in the room, 210 if you want that. 210 in the room, 200 in the room, 210 on the net now, 220 room, 220 in the room, 230 on the net, 240 with you. 280,
Fucking idiot.
You don't be wrong footed till you one ball.
360 the net up it, and 360.
Yes, right. I think that's I think in the current market. Yeah, it's a good showpiece. Yeah, that's why I'm going to bring him along. Yeah. What else?
My hands from under the bed.
Well, that concludes our first visit to the auction room today.
There's a sergeant major stood in my arse going, when it's done,
Remember that photograph I took back at crew?
May 6th.
Well, here it is.
Hey, there was a shot of the red to develop the 308 red.
This was all about.
Then I fucking missed a fucking, well, not a 50 degree, but
Crew's gardens with their naturalistic, sweeping landscape are a great example of the moving Britain away from the more formal gardens during the 18th century. They look as if nature has been left unconstrained, but in fact everything, every tree, every foliage was carefully planned. They were designed by Lancelot Capability Brown, and were the gardens which his stealth career. But where did Lancelot get his inspiration from? Well,
pretty sure that's
he was in
cracking shot.
the
That is.
17th century
Oh,
French
class.
artist Lorraine, who was one of the first artists to focus on painting landscapes. Claude Lorraine's real name was Claude Gillet, though he was often just
You're lucky there because you played a really good shot.
he painted in the countryside along the road, though his finished compositions were in part inventions, as he wanted to create an idyllic natural landscape which showed perfect order and balance. To find out more about the long relationship between art and the landscape, I've come here to Worcester City Art Gallery and Museum for an exhibition called This Green Earth. Worcestershire-based artist Bridget McDonald's work is on display here, alongside some of the old masters who shaped the overall discipline of landscape art, and have also informed Bridget's own work. It's no surprise that Claude plays a major part in the exhibition. Bridget, what are we looking at here?
We're looking at two volumes of Claude's legal
Oh, look at that, some fucking books for the fucking bonus for.
Claude became very popular in his lifetime and began to feel that his work was being ripped off. Forgeries were being made, so he made a volume of drawings of all his paintings. Well, this one, you can see very Claudian motifs. It's very typical. A big overhanging tree.
Yeah.
You have the tower and the crag
And foreground interest.
and the river
Yeah.
and the cattle in the foreground. It looks like shepherds. Claude was in fact imagining the world that their own poet had evoked in his eclogues and georgics, because those poems, all shepherds in it, spend the whole time singing and playing.
That's it. Like that.
Nobody does it.
Well, it's
It
still a bit.
became a concept of a world that had nothing unpleasant in it, and a contrast to the real world.
That was Utopia.
Utopia, yes. Yeah, absolutely.
It is, I mean,
Yes. I mean, who wants, a country cottage somewhere, that's what we want.
Great.
And it's these vistas which really inform what the British countryside became.
Yes, because the English aristocracy, big landowners, would send their offspring to Italy on the Grand Tour. It was a classical education, the mark of a gentleman, and so he became extremely popular. And they came back, and as a crew, they wanted to recreate that sort of classical world on their own estates.
So how have Claude's paintings influenced your work?
Well, I think they've given me a framework on which to explore landscape in my particular way. He's a tonal painter, and I always liked his areas of
Might
dark
be a bit tight.
and shimmering light, and his various motifs such as the crag, the castle on the hill, and the cattle
Well,
from
you're right.
contemporary pattern issue. And the overhanging tree, to some extent, is replaced by pylons in the bridge
So
painting.
that's-
It's just a framework, it's looking back. I'm often influenced by this artist-historical sources.
Bridget lives in the shadow of the northern hills, a fitting home for a painter, as she enjoys views of Worcestershire, which have provided inspiration for her own work. Just as they have for many artists
Oh.
throughout the century.
All there for taking.
Today it's my turn to attempt to draw a landscape, and Bridget has kindly agreed to guide me through the process of working with charcoal, using my photo of crew for inspiration.
Here we go.
Sorry, not sorry.
And then concentrate on the dark areas. Don't worry if it's not enough. Just be very, very bold and put some dark areas where the trees are.
Right it back.
Oh,
You're getting a sort of composition, aren't
Yeah.
you?
it's off seven, huh?
The thing about charcoal is you can actually mess around with it.
Yeah, it's instant, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can add to it.
And it's very forgiving. Now, I
That's
think
here, is it?
Yeah.
Fair road.
the thing I use actually, quite a lot, really is put a bit of this blue tape and use it as a
As a line.
yeah, and then you can it's another book.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
The shadows of the building
So you
against
do
all
that
that.
one too.
Well, what do you do?
Don't get angry. This is the game we choose to play.
Yeah, right. No use to that in my day.
Well, it fucking is now.
Ah, right.
Use your finger.
No,
Peel it off, and then you can't.
no, I can't get around that way. Move. Free roll. So you fucking do.
Only enough I can, yes.
Oh, my fucking
Okay,
flirty.
Jack.
Oh, my fucking flirty snake.
Yeah, I'll take
I would make these darker now. I would, and then try and get the texture into the trees.
I won't.
Yeah, that's right. That's better.
You nearly kissed it back into the snake.
So, what did I get?
Fucking, just put 1 million on.
Eight-
18. You want 18 on?
That's quite nice, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
I think I'll knock it out if I carry on.
I think in the time you can bring it.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you. I enjoyed doing it. Shall I sign it?
Yes.
Back at our valuation day on the South Lawn, it appears I'm not the only person to have taken inspiration from the views at Crewe. Ken has too. Have you just done that today? While sitting here and only that hill. How long will it take to complete? All day. I often come here and do the landscape, do the fruit trees. a couple of leaves?
Yeah, I bet they will.
Just in there, can I? Yeah, I'll pop in.
Well, maybe not.
And in case you're wondering, we caught up with Ken at a later date to find out what his finished picture looks like. Can you spot the leaves item?
Oh, it's one of my favourite middle pocket shots.
And David has also come across an item inspired by a landscape.
Hello, Judy.
Hello?
This little piece hasn't come very far, has it?
No, it hasn't. It's Royal Worcester.
It's Royal Worcester. It is, yeah. Just down the road.
Yes.
Did you buy it because of your proximity to Worcester? Or?
Well, I didn't buy it. My parents.
Where the fuck did he play it that though?
Because if I'd made it soft, I couldn't get the glue.
Of course you
Too
could.
tight.
Of course you could.
And I ended up
You've
there.
got to get the brown first now.
No.
Never mind fucking blue.
Construction.
Yes, it fascinates me. I've got no idea how they did it.
Well, don't ask me either. I mean, it raises all sorts of questions about how to decorate, of course.
Yes.
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 That's the key to that, yeah.
Yes.
This type of decoration is known as chicken.
That was a game coster, that was.
And there was no good Owen. And he
Right,
worked
now I know.
in the turn of the last century.
Yes.
I don't know that this is necessarily by him, but it's certainly
No.
in his manner.
That's about where we ended up.
The decoration, superficial decoration,
No,
is
no,
good.
no.
And there's a little bit, as you can see, of enamelling. These are the enamel jewels.
Oh, I didn't realise that was in there.
Not penny potty like
Yeah,
that.
they just raised above the surface of the piece itself.
Oh.
And then you have these revealed Chinese style decorations depicting, or they look like willows by a river.
Yes.
And you almost get a sense that you're looking through a door
Yes.
into the landscape. There's a church there, tree, some hills in the background. It could even be the northern hills.
That's true. It's so local, isn't it? Yes.
And do you know one thing about this? We can date it exactly.
Oh, really?
How we do that.
Okay.
If we turn it upside down and look at these dots,
Yes.
and you start with 1892, add them up,
Right.
92, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on,
Yes.
and you come to 1907,
Oh, golly.
16 dots, I think, basically.
Yes.
That's when this was made. And all this, of course, then has such a thing.
Right.
The building principles that you
Yeah.
expect.
Yes, I can see a little bit.
If I am this,
Yes.
I think I'll do this not so
Right.
but you're philosophical about that.
Yes, I mean, I'll know it isn't there anymore, but let someone else have the pleasure, I guess.
Look at it, yeah.
Yes.
And let someone else worry about making it.
Definitely.
That's what I'd worry
That's my main
about.
problem.
Yeah. I think this will make £320.
Oh, really?
Sure.
Oh, golly, I didn't realise it was going to be that much. That's lovely.
I think it's a very desirable thing. What will you do with the money?
Perhaps treat myself to a little holiday somewhere. I like going down to the coast, down in South Devon.
Perhaps have a weekend on that.
Yes,
Keep
yes,
it
I think
easy.
I would.
Long
Yes,
days.
lovely.
So we're estimating that tutors will have Tucker Reserve in beneath the bottom out.
Right.
So reserve 180.
That'll be lovely.
Here's a place to get a snooker.
Yes, thank you.
Next, Adam has come across a more contemporary object.
Right, thanks very much for coming along. I'm very excited to see what was in the box that you had here, and I've not seen many of these before. Where did you get it from?
About 50 odd years ago.
I bought it from a brothel.
The house full. And you haven't got the money to pay with.
Oh, it's the old story.
£5 in the raffles.
£5, what was the bill?
I think in total it's about £30.
Okay, so you're given about 25 quid for it, and you
Something
work.
like that already.
So quite a lot, I suppose. And what appeals to you? What do you yourself?
China play.
Yes. You still play?
Yes, can I mention that?
Please do.
I thought I played a good game there.
Jazz Assassins. That's a great name. So what we've got here is quite a rare saxophone, a Grafton or Grafton, produced only for a limited time in the 50s, 1950s. I think production started about 1950. So solid roofer. And what's unusual about it is it's a saxophone because it's made from the cost, isn't it?
Yes, of course.
Isn't it? If you're an injection molded with a credit system, they made this not only in the design but brass or silver plate and saxophone. So these were a fraction of the price. Part of the marketing literature referred to it as a toned comb in ivory and gold, which I think is a lovely poetic way of describing
1-0 to the master.
The current fruity master.
1-0 to the master. I don't think you can say up to that for him.
And this last week, it's been all you.
Good. Way back to that.
And I have seen them make, touch more than that as well. What sort of figure would you rather sell it?
200, I think, around about the
I think it's very
Start putting a flute tax on.
I reckon we should put estimate of 3 to 5.
That's how Rachel Reeves.
Yeah.
And
Mate, bastard her out me, wouldn't she?
so that we show that we race it. And I think it's still enough to get people to talk. And really cool.
We've been treated to some great vistas here at Filmcore, created by the internet capability by the had his hand in something a bit more urgent.
Can't you clean it off?
Situated next to the main house, this is the walled garden here at Crewe, and just over a staggering 7 acres. It's the largest village garden in the 1700s. The National Trust took over the parking at Crewe in 1996. Now at the time, the walled garden had fallen into rack and ruin, and the Trust didn't have the funds to tackle it.
I didn't think I'd fucking do it right. Because I was stretching on it too. Twat.
You were welcome to miss that.
Hey?
You were welcome to miss that.
No.
When they put a 14 on for you, and then they put 8 on automatically.
Restoration, I met up with Chris and Karen. Why did you take on such a
No, fucking miles away.
Where to begin? I suppose the place we had no idea what we were taking. The place just called us, I suppose. We just fell in love with it.
Oh.
This is what it was sustained in this state. The house, the servants, the guests, the family, and farms connected to the sustainable produce from here. And where possible, are we being true to history?
The only thing that we deviate from is the garden layout, because there's no timing line in history where you would have said that identified the character of the garden. So there was an opportunity to give it a new personality, 21st century history, and the garden will eventually be 100% productive.
Oh.
And we just hope that we get to see it.
Lucas Harmond here.
These things take a long time
Luke
to do.
Dax.
Lancelot Brown actually probably didn't see this come to fruition, these mature trees, little saplings. Yeah, that's the trick of it, isn't it?
No, we most do.
I don't know, it's that long ago since everyone.
One final item before we head off to water. So it's over.
Hello, Margaret. Hello. And thank you for bringing in this classic antique object. How are you selling it?
I never use it. I've had it for 40 years. It sits in the cupboard.
Isn't it funny that people don't use silver?
14 is
Well, I suppose that's true.
What
This
is
was
that?
made, well, I said it was in 1907.
It's all wrong.
Why did they put the hallmarks there where it's so obvious and not underneath?
If the hallmarks are there, they can be seen. So if you're serving bread or cakes to your friends, they can see that you're doing the sort of dish. It's not. There's quite a bit of showing off that goes on, in this business of owning antiques.
Do you serve bread? I didn't put bread in that.
What are you talking about? Empty my house.
Right, yeah, at least one.
Empty my house again.
Search for that. Why not? do like these interactive. These interactive contributors. Good for you. Keep it up. You're making me scratch my head. Let's go for bread or fruit. It's actually decorated in a neoclassical style. We've got these swells here, which remind me of Robert Allen.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Adam is an exponent of the neoclassical style. We're standing in front of a neoclassical
How on earth could I do that?
symmetry, order, and
Yes,
so on.
yes.
All this relates pretty well, really, to the concept of owning things which have some history to them.
Can you tell who actually made it?
We have been able to check.
Swear it every fucking sharply.
The next thing we really have to consider is silver today is scrapping at just under £12 an ounce.
Scrapping.
Scrapping, but don't worry, because this is worth more than its scrap value. But the scrap value is quite important because it puts the bottom in the market. And this is worth more than its scrap value. So you're okay. The question is how much more than its scrap value? Well, I'm optimistic that this will exceed £100. So that's significant amount of scrap value, but I think the reserve should be near the scrap value. So I would suggest the reserve 200.
Which is fine. Yes, that
Good.
sounds good.
Okay. So we're going to be offering this at an estimate of 200 for the reserve of 200.
Yes.
What will you be doing with money, do you think?
Holidays, I think. We're travelling, doing a biking, looking at best biking sites in Germany, Denmark and Sweden
Really, right.
fairly soon, in July this year.
I've got my fingers crossed for you.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Margaret, and I'll see you at the sale.
Well, there you are. You've just seen them. Our experts have now found their final items to take off to auction, which means we have to say goodbye to our magnificent host location crew here in Worcestershire. Had a good time, everyone? Yes, so have I. But right now, we've got some unfinished business to do in the auction. Here's a quick recap of all the items hidden under the hammer. Julie's 1907 Royal Worcester vase is made from a clever, reticulated Let's hope we can get a standing ovation for Brian's 1950s plastic art.
I made one.
Really?
And finally,
Yeah.
Margaret's neo-classical silver
Flipping
dish is headed
run behind black.
at Littleton Auctions. Martin Homer is still hard at work on the rostrum. And first up, it's Julie's Royal Worcester vase. I like this little piece, I really do. We could have a surprise with this one for £300.
Yes.
Now, tell me the backstory. Where's it been?
Is it right?
It's lovely to have a hand or something like this. You don't see these things very often.
No, but it's so fragile.
Was it shit up there? Oh.
It's now down to the figures. Then I'll auction it.
Fine quality Royal Worcester vase, double wall construction, articulated decoration. I have permission interest, I can see this on the lot. I will call you up at £200. 210 220, 230, 240. At £240 going on board. At £200 250. At £240 we order now.
If it goes up another £100, you'll get £1 in profit.
And I know you've just taken up bowls lately, haven't you?
I try myself to use it. Balls with a minute.
Woods.
Oh, sorry. I'm sound corrected.
Let's hope a good price for Margaret's silver dish.
You can flog it anything that you good at is a fucking dead horse.
Good luck. I know there's a big holiday coming up, isn't there? So this could be the difference between getting a coach back or a taxi back. Is that right?
That's correct, yes.
So you have to go under the hammer right now. It's down to the figures in the room. Let them decide what it's worth.
Silver dish by JJ Huskins, 1907. This is
Oh.
under £200.
Oh, all right.
River.
200.
The master.
It has the quality, it has the weight. Just the coach. Now for the final lot of the day, Brian's Grafton's saxophone. Would it have more of a warmer tone being plastic? Yes, people Charlie Parker. You didn't enjoy that? Really? So it's got a warmer sound. What do you say? We called it Dolores, literally been discussed for so long, I thought it was better time we think it's going on like that. Yeah. Good luck with
Really
it.
not queuing very
We
much.
have the rare Grafton saxophone, moulded plastic circa 1950s, and I can start you off at £200. We're at 200, 210, 220, 220, 230, 240, 250, 260, 270, 280, 300, 380, 300,
Black.
and 340, 360 on the net, 380 back to me, 400, 420 with me, 440, 460 with me, 480 takes me out, the internet running at 400 takes me out.
Stop being fucking huffy. Fucking hell, it's like playing to a Mardy come. Stop it, you're not any better than that.
Hammer's gone down. Brilliant. You're right.
Well, I can see what's happening. You're going to go for the pot, miss it.
What made you think I went for the pot?
Went for the pot.
What the fuck did you do that? Guess what? Not gonna miss.
That's a lot better than making 200 quid. And you're still playing the club. Yes. Don't sell the club. Well, anyway, that's it. Another day for our owners in another auction room. And we've had some great results here today. All credit to our experts. Sadly, we've run out of time today here in Worcestershire. Hope you enjoyed the show. See you.
Oh, mate, you didn't hit any other ball. Just the thought of that.
Did you on?
I haven't touched it, mate. No.
Raising hopes, bakers, traitors, navigators, conductors, disruptors, fact-checking, foxtrots, and family. Sees that 5 billion pounds has been paid. There's a BBC for each of us, funded by all of us. This is our BBC. Welcome to a brand new series.
God. Oh man, on that one.
Look, it's Armand here again.
Those winter sport wonders now. Nothing sets the scene for this time of year like ski Sunday.
No fucking good, you don't bother for that.
Not fucking nine.
Yeah, but I want for the flu, was it?
Oh, yeah, well, whose fault's that? Nobody put yours, is it? Fucking huffing and puffing like it's somebody else's fault. No, it's yours.
Welcome to another episode of Ski Sunday, your weekly trip into the mountains. But from the comfort of your own home, what could be better? Over the next 45 minutes, we've got plenty for you, so sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Yes, we've got two
Sure.
races today. The first is the Women's World Cup in here in Zoutenton. Then we'll catch up with the men's course over in Adelboden. It promises skill, precision and passion in abundance from the athletes. All in pursuit of number 3.
Ski Sunday, still in that.
Time is always pushing forward. A constant in one direction.
I've got flies and they're moving. Shall we
Sure.
fix it? Anyway.
That right, isn't it, looks?
Come on.
appreciate everything that's already been achieved.
I actually started when I was 7.
See, many different types of cars. The success is sweeter over time.
With every turn of the cog, we rise. And sometimes we fall.
Oh,
Okay.
It's all part of the process.
The process is precious. It can help us grow, develop.
Strengthen and sharpen.
Now he needs to push hard.
The process is time. Not something that runs out, but something that unfolds.
Shaping who you are. With
Sure.
every moment of a second. A timely reminder just how fine the margins are and how relentless the race against them can be. Shortly we'll be heading over to Adelboden in Switzerland for the Men's World Cup Slalom, featuring 4 British racers, Dave Riding, Laurie Taylor, Billy Major and the youngster Luca Carrot-Smith, all looking to sharpen their edges and their minds in the last few races of the Championship Games.
But the action starts here.
what a fucking show.
All vying for glory, and the start list is stacked with pedigree. We've got the legend, Lindsay Ross.
That fucking kiss there.
Jenny caught up with her earlier in the week to talk about her love of hockey and that monumental win.
We've got to talk about that day you became world champion.
Yeah, I mean, it was a crazy day. I just felt really comfortable on the course. I didn't have to chase anybody. I just put my run down, and then I just sat in the finish, and I was like, I've done everything I can. Let's just push it and see what happens.
That's about some work.
Come up through the course.
It's nearly there.
I thought you'd been too thin.
No,
And then you get like,
I think you really have. Thin.
no, that's
maybe at some kind of fortunate that's true.
And then backing that up, becoming double world champion. How was it when you paired with your longtime friend and race all the time?
I mean, there was a lot to it. I think everybody felt the pressure a lot more. I remember thinking, I was like, she doesn't even get to start, like, you're done.
You have to pull your weight.
I gotta go out there, I gotta give her a shot, prove that she can do it. It's a really cool event, and I'm excited to see it, like, progress and move forward.
We're here in Southern Day. How are you going to master
What was that contest?
the concession, that is.
Finding spaces where you can really hammer and look for airmen and things like that. With the win, you know, you can slow it often, and you just have to do it, you know.
Don't get fucking angry. Only a game.
We've also got some lazy superstitions.
It's only a game, so.
Right, when you don't have anything to do, when you have something to do, your brain's just like, okay,
So the question is, why couldn't they bring that your name somewhere else? Instead of end of the show now,
It's cancelled, isn't it?
end of the show and just announced the players.
It's cancelled.
That is a
Left the country, yeah.
Tom down for Tom Daly.
Her knitting might be amazing, but what her strength is her incomparable ability to
All the
flow
all the fucking funny people as well.
separated in every turn. However, in order to do so, she needs icy ice skates, neither of which
How can you deliver a punchline with timing when you go?
We'll find out, won't we?
Recreational skiers, less than ideal for downhill.
hats off to the organisers. They've got volunteers out there side-sipping that new onto the track since midnight, and the word on the street from the athletes.
Let's be the players.
Away from the fact we've lowered the start. We've lost that whole fast, technical, airtime section of the downhill. It is now just a super technical downhill.
We have got to mention Lindsay Ross because she's the informed skier. She comes in wearing the red bib.
Unbelievable form. However, coming into the Ritters technical section, there is no speed. It's not going to stop her today.
Okay, the one thing we are guaranteed here in Zoukency is
It's a scintillating
David
spectacle
Ryan.
of skiing. So let's hand
David
over to
Ryan.
Matt Chilton for the commentary.
I know you have a job, but
Well,
bring back David Ryan. He would ski Sunday.
he was good, he was. He was super and all, wasn't he?
Snooker ski Sunday. I think he filled in on Christmas sport as well. When David Coleman there was.
He was good, he was, David Ryan.
Over a minute on this shortened downhill course.
Told you who.
Being a downhill of Zalkenze. Fresh snow overnight, making the track a little slow, but as each athlete comes down the course, there's a track beginning to form. No snow at the moment.
Second shot.
Gradually now the Norwegian.
Oh, they're trying to stop it.
Still probably shot.
Downhill and Super G skier. One top 10 so far this season.
Oh.
Consistently in the top 10.
That was soft.
Well,
And in Super G.
I think line up, did I?
Early green light.
I think I need another shit, oh.
The current leader.
Can't believe how many fucking shits I'm on today.
Sweeping right-footed turn and then the left-footed panorama curve. Barely moves from the top position and building on her lead all the time with the fastest speed through the gun, just shy of 112 kilometers per hour. Now there's one final jump to take. Lands it softly and skis to the lead in Zalkenze. Kaiser Lee of Norway out in front.
The top leader on some absolute rockets. Those skis were fast. Great gliding at top section. Soft landings, a good line. Occasionally in the technical turns, she tipped in with that upper body and lost the outside ski. But that is her almost back to her best.
Lindsay Vonn ready to race. Back in 2016, she did the downhill and Super G double on successive days here in Zalkenze. One training run on Thursday, and Vonn had a terrible time. Never really found her best racing form. But we know that we can never discount the great Lindsay Vonn on race day. What a start to the season she's had. Won the first downhill of the campaign in San Moritz, runner-up the following day, made the podium in Val d'Isère in both downhill and Super G at the first intermediate. Vonn is 1100 slower than Kaiser Lee, the current leader from Norway. Just slightly wide. That might help her. A good high line into the panorama curve on that right-footed turn. And gathering good speed here, Lindsay Vonn. 83 World Cup victories to her name. Looking for World Cup win number 84 here in Zalkenze this afternoon. And everything going according to plan. Final jump, perfect line. And Vonn is first for the USA by 0.37 of a second.
All Vonn's experience coming into play there. She knew exactly how to adapt her line with those lower speeds. Every inch of a second that she could get in that tuck, she did. Even if it was just in between the gates, she got those arms forward. She wrapped up in those aerodynamics, and that was a great bowl split.
Laura Pirovano for Italy, starting with bib number 10. Intense competition within the Italian team for those highly sought-after places in Cortina d'Ampezzo next month at the Olympic Winter Games. Only 4 per nation, per discipline as a maximum. Pirovano's had really consistent downhill form this season. 5th in Val d'Isère, 6th in San Moritz. Still looking for that first ever World Cup win or even a podium. Not far away from Lindsay Vonn's time. Good start for the Italian. Italian team awaiting the return of Federica Brignoni, who crashed at the Italian Championships last spring and hasn't raced since. Is back on skis. Successful ski racer of all time in Italian colours, expected to return later this month, and therefore the competition will intensify even further. Looking really smooth over her downhill skis. Off the final jump, and Pirovano won't be far away. Into third position, 0.63 behind Vonn. Emma Eichen, number 11 for Germany. Twice a winner in downhill. Second World Cup victory came just a few weeks ago. In San Moritz. One on day one. Emma Eichen.
not the right house, isn't it, really? Yeah, the final race, it picked place.
Is it the Masters?
Yeah.
The podium in slalom, as well as the speed success. Really calm with the upper body. It's a calmness which belies Lynn's strength. Only a third of a second behind our current leader, Lindsay. Smooth.
Migration or smuggling? It's a very insidious business. It's all about money.
Winds here can reach speeds of over 100 miles an hour.
Got the fucking penguins on, aren't they? Let's go there. What's up? How are you waiting on me to make? This is Johnny. Johnny's a little spouse. We've decided to help him and have a garden.
We're making our own spacesuit.
Johnny's mummy and daddy are queer. Two bummers. So we thought it'd be really nice for Alan Titchmarsh to come along and put some plants in.
The BBC was always on in the Mashiri house, and she was to be a BBC News presenter. I want to be for others what the BBC was for us.
Well, the BBC's fuck all for you packy bastard.
For me, trust is about presence, about fostering relationships.
To the votes and went to the UK.
If the past is right, Germany's problems could become themselves. While tougher controls here and across Europe and changes to countries like Syria seem to have lowered legal entries to Germany, people still want a place to flee to.
We're only a safety shop, really. Shop to nothing safely.
At time let's look at the weather.
I hope we haven't forgotten anything.
Travel insurance, I tick that box.
Yeah, but remember what we forgot last year? All Clear Travel Insurance sponsors Sky Weather.
Well, the rain band that's bringing milder conditions will be mostly gone tomorrow, but it is looking unsettled all week. Before then, it'll be windy this evening with severe gales on the northwestern coasts. Ireland, Northern Ireland, Wales and the West Country will have a scattering squally showers, while Scotland and the rest of England can expect more general rain. Persistent rain there will give way to blustery showers tonight, and the worst of the gales will ease. The showers will be frequent and prolonged over northwest Scotland, with lots of fairly isolated coast, so it's going to be frost-free. Monday morning, between sunny spells and squally showers and more general
What's fucking squally, you cunt?
Northern Ireland.
You're making these words up as you go along.
It's going to be mild but windy with coastal gales.
Is it similar to Jammy?
Showers will develop more widely later, but southeastern England looks mostly dry inland, while Wales and the southwest will and Tuesday.
It was, that wasn't very small.
Central and southern Britain, wintry showers in the northwest.
All Clear Travel Insurance proudly sponsors Sky News Weather.
Coming up next here on the News Hour, we're going to be speaking to an expert in Iranian politics as the number of people reportedly killed in anti-government protests jumps above 500.
That's 185 for the night.
How? I paid 280.
Look off, I can get one in.
What if I like to use my loyalty rate?
Can I get one in?
Trivago. Well, I like to book directly with the hotel.
Checks in there too. Trivago compares hotel prices from hundreds of sites, so you can save up to 35%.
I thought I got the best price on my
You're a bit unlucky, right?
You really have to save
colour.
Hotel.
You're a bit unlucky, I don't like this.
A 2026 resolution you can stick to. That's more to value. Leave you and your wallet healthier this January with Lidl Plus. Best recipes call for Borgia proof chicken nuggets. 25% off, they're $7.49. And January reviews with sweet blueberries, 60% off, now 79 cents. Then fill this trolley worth $122.65 for only $92.
€2.23. Save over €30 with Lidl Plus. Lidl. More to value.
Following the mist coming up.
Not everyone drives a Dacia Sandero, but 3 million did that.
No.
Now you can join them and enjoy everything the new Sandero has to offer for just $18,800.
Oh fuck, can I go behind there?
Dacia. Drive more for less. When it comes to
I'm not going to say what it was.
No.
I just decided.
Price locked at €3 a month for life. With unlimited data, calls, and texts. 99% switch to Virgin Media. Virgin Media.
Still got
When
4.
do we meet?
One.
We met about 8 years ago.
Sorry.
Oh, shit.
It just was a way of looking into my eyes.
So considerate. Really not such a
Oh, this is our business, you know.
I think he's going to pop the question.
Better or worse?
Much better.
Our opticians own their stores, so your care is their business, which can make them rather popular.
Apparently, you see it all the time.
Emma is trying to give up smoking. She's trying here, trying there, and when sudden cravings hit her, she has new Nicotine Mini Citrus for fast relief with a new citrusy punch of flavour, helping her get there one try at a time with Nicotine, an unbeatable way to quit smoking. Nicotine, don't quit trying.
When it comes to furniture, we should give it some time. Think of the time brands like Natuzzi, Neptune and Caligaris take to create wonderfully designed furniture and to perfect what relaxation is all about. This has to be the largest selection of international brands I've ever seen, all at the 1933 Furniture Company in Navan. Just 40 minutes from Dublin, you'll be here in no time. The 1933 Sale.
Wow. You're black.
What time do you make me Google? Oh, it's not that, is it?
The boys are taking on winter sport in a brand new 2-part special.
The state of the brown person has got business being on there.
Rob and Romish versus Team GB Winter Special on Sky Max.
Evil is coming to us.
I'm already into werewolves and demons.
Welcome back. Let's return to our top story. Activists
No, about as thin as that on the plane earlier.
Killed in the crackdown on anti-government protests in
I want to
Iran.
get some t-shirts.
The US stands ready to help protesters, but Iran warns it would retaliate if America strikes. So let's speak to Dr. Salam Bakil, who's the director of the Middle East and North Africa program at Chatham House. Good to see you this evening. Thank you for your time. What do you make then of this number now? More than 500 people thought to have been killed, and a figure that is set to rise.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. This is a very important conversation. The death toll is extraordinary, but unfortunately, I have to say I expect it to grow. I don't think we have accurate information right now. Iran has been under a full blackout for a number of days, and we're just getting drips and drabs of information when internets connect to Starlink. I think that the regime inside Iran is waging a battle against protesters that are showing incredible resilience, but this is taking its toll on its ordinary people who are braving the repression and violence. But again, I think this is going to be bloody, and it's going to require a lot of resilience and momentum, and that's very hard to think about.
Yeah, so given that, do you think the protests are going to increase, or do you think they will begin to decrease, and how serious could it actually get?
Well, the regime in Iran has a crackdown playbook. This is by far the most serious round of protests that they have faced since 1979. There are protests across the country. These protests are widespread. They're violent. And people are coming out to brave the repression every night, despite the government crackdown underway. And again, let me reinforce that we don't have accurate information of what's taking place, and that speaks to the seriousness of this moment and the importance of these protests. But you know what the Iranian government is also trying to do is, of course, to scare people, to wear people out, through the deaths, through the arrests, through the crackdown. People are not able to access banks, shops are closed. They want to overpower the protests, maybe not immediately, but over time. And this is very much about resilience and momentum. And time, of course, is not in the side of the protesters. And this is, of course, where the international community comes in. Yes, we are comfortably sitting in our homes in London, but President Donald Trump has said he doesn't want to see a high death toll, and already 500 is extraordinary. So it remains to be seen if he's going to weigh in and do something to protect these protesters.
Yeah, and what do you think that something could be?
Yeah, no, of course, some shit.
He will be meeting with
I'll tell you what,
this week in Washington. That has been clearly reported. And this is going to be a very serious decision.
It ain't looking very good, is it? No, well.
Certainly Iran and the violence unfolding and the weakness that we are seeing across the Iranian establishment at the same time is a tricky one for the United States. It's worthwhile remembering that in June of just last year, Israel and Iran engaged in rounds of war effectively, and the United States came in to strike at Iran's nuclear facility. Protracted violence and conflict in Iran is not something that is in the U.S. interest. Also allowing the Islamic Republic to continue to gun down its own citizens at a huge cost is also not in the U.S.'s interest. So I think he will be weighing these outcomes. President Trump, of course, cares about his legacy, cares about doing something different from his predecessors like Obama or Biden, who also watched protests, tried to support protests in Iran, but certainly didn't undertake the
Well, you got a mindset. But on the other side of life, there's a good verdict waiting for you.
It will be a risk. It could embolden the Islamic Republic, certainly. It could, feed into their narrative that this is, of course, a Western orchestrated protest that is designed to weaken and destabilize Iran. But on the other hand, I think the protesters are hoping that the international community, and specifically the United States, is coming in. So this is something that will be balanced out and weighed out very carefully in Washington.
We know, of course, the protesters are united in wanting change. They're desperate for that, but they're not necessarily united in what form that change should take.
Well, that is a genuine feature of protest movements, whether they become revolutionary or not. People are in Iran consistently united in seeking the end of the Islamic Republic. I think there needs to be a consensus built on what comes next. That can happen through elections or referendum. What I do hear from people across the country or on the ground is that they're not willing to tolerate a regime transformation or a sort of military coup. What they, in general seek is more activism and agency, and hopefully some hand in a democratic transition, but that, of course, is not guaranteed. And the days, weeks, and months ahead could certainly be bumpy. We have witnessed protests, if not revolutions, in many countries, in Arab countries, in Egypt in 2011, in Syria as well. These have led to protracted conflicts. So we have to watch carefully, but also provide support to protesters that are really braving this very difficult moment.
Yeah, of course. Very serious situation. We will watch closely over coming days. Dr. Salam Bakr, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Yeah, me there.
On the news are including the sports. Premier League leaders Arsenal are through to the fourth round of the FA Cup. We'll show you how they did it next.
You don't want to miss this.
Haven't you heard? I'm the Wicked Witch of the West. Wicked for Good. Available to buy right now with Sky Store Premiere.
Friday, big hitters with Wembley in sight. The Carabao Cup semi-finals live on Sky Sports.
The world needs to know.
8 men dead.
Ever wondered if there's a better way to explore Europe? Or how it feels to unwind in luxury after a day of discovery? Ever wondered if a gallery could be a work of art in itself? Or which local delicacy we choose on board each evening?
Well, when you played that, you...
Included on all our luxury European river cruises, along with 10% off all 2026 holidays, it's a wonder why you choose anyone else. Book today with Riviera Travel. Stay.
It's a free roll.
You can make miracles happen with a gift in your world to sightseers. You're seeing the world through 10-year-old Mary's eyes. Cataracts were making her blind. She's just had an operation to restore her sight. She's about to see her family properly for the first time in her life. You can make miracles happen after your lifetime too, when you remember Sightsavers with a gift in your will. If you'd like to consider including a gift to Sightsavers in your will, please ask for our free pack today. You'll find everything you need to know about updating your will or writing a new one. To get your free pack, just visit www.sightsavers.ie/will or call free on 1-800-99-245. Please do it today, because a gift in your will can help more children like Mary share the miracle of sight.
A 2026 resolution you can stick to. That's more to value. Lead your wallet healthier this January with Lidl Plus. The best recipes called for 4-approved chicken fillets. 25% off, they're $7.49. And twice the January blue with sweet blueberries, 60% off, they're 79 cents. Then fill this trolley worth $122.65 for only $92.23. Over 30 with Lidl Plus. Lidl, more to value.
The Harvey Norman Big Sale is now on, with deals on beds, mattresses, bedroom furniture, bedding, and so much more. Save up to €500 on classic wooden bed frames. Save on kids' beds like the Dylan, with singles starting from only $219. Plus, massive savings of up to €1,000 across our extensive range of big brand mattresses like King Oil, Silent Night, Sealy, and Sleep Easy. And with up to 36 months interest-free finance terms available, why shop anywhere else? The Harvey Norman Big Sale is now on. Don't miss out.
Good shot.
Do you realise that we've been together almost 40 years? We've been in the same house for the 5 years.
Are we?
And the kids are all grown up now.
Whoa. What point are you trying to make?
Well, you know, maybe it's time we got married.
Well, I think we should get to know each other a bit better first.
Oh, better, is it?
Oh, you think.
Lifetime mortgages from Spry Finance, because life never gets old.
Time for the sport. Here's Matt.
I've been sent to the naughty corner, but I don't go by the rules. This sports bulletin is brought to you by Vitality.
Hi there. We start with the FA Cup third round, and Manchester United are playing fellow Premier League side Brighton at Old Trafford. Darren Fletcher's second game in charge as the interim head coach. It's not going too well at the moment. They are 1-0 down. Thanks to Brian Gruder's 12th goal. Got a bit more time to get an equaliser though. 33 minutes plus time added on. We will keep you posted on Sky Sports News. Gabriel Martinelli scored a hat-trick as Arsenal came from behind to secure their place in the FA Cup with a 4-1 win at Portsmouth. It's Martinelli's first senior hat-trick. 2 of his goals came from corners.
And I want to play in the club like personality, because you can be a national risk, you can be something that costs you again, and if you're ready to live again. So you need to live yourself.
Come on.
Leeds came from behind to beat Derby 3-1 at Pride Park. Willie Nonto, Altanaka and James Justin with the goals. After Ben Groves and Diaz have given half lead.
I think we needed today 20 minutes to adapt a bit to the aggressiveness and intensity, and once we have accepted what we are ready for the DRS.
West Ham needed extra time to beat Championship side Queen's Park Rangers at the London Stadium. Tati Castellanos scored the winner for Nuno Espirito Santo's side in the 98th minute, less than a week after signing from Lazio. West Ham had led QPR's Richard Kone equalised to send the tie to extra time. For the Scottish Premiership, our leaders' Hearts have re-established their 6-point lead over Celtic with a 1-0 win at Dundee. Claudio Braga scored the only goal of the game in the first half to reopen that lead over Celtic, who beat Dundee United yesterday. Hearts, however, did play the entire second half with 10 men after goalkeeper Alex Swallow was sent off in the first half stoppage time.
Yeah, obviously a brilliant 3 points. That could be the best 3 points this season with loads of highlights. You know, not in terms of sparkling play or whatever, but sheer character. A lot of people rubbing their hands out there when they said that to the lads. This will be the time that people think this is us going to lose, and we were really up against it.
Right now, Rangers are taking on Aberdeen at the Tawdry as they look to go above their big rival Celtic back into second place. Hearts' lead at the top to just 3 points. They're 1-0 up thanks to a Teleascar volley. 23 minutes, about half an hour.
Nice try.
As ever, we'll keep you across it on Sky Sports News. In the Women's Super League, Manchester City are still 6 points clear at the top of the table after a 2-0 win over Everton. A goal in each half from Brazilian forward Caroline and Vivian Miedemar made it 11 wins in a row for City as they maintain their lead over Chelsea.
It was a tricky game. I think Everton is a difficult team to play against. But we did well. We were struggling a little bit in first half, had some situations where they played through us. But we were dominating the game. We were creating a lot of chances.
Do you know what I'm doing?
It's a little bit off sometimes, but it's quite natural.
I'm moving right to the back of the queue, and that's what's created me.
I'm very pleased.
Lauren James was among the
It's
Chelsea goal
short the queue
scorers
for a
of
bit,
the
get used to it.
WSL champions after they made the most of 4 defenders to put 5
He's
past
supposed to
them.
hit right angle.
Remain just a point above the
Good shot.
relegation places.
Right.
Tottenham stay 4th.
I don't care what it's supposed to. I'm not conventional.
1-0 win over Leicester, and only
I love a shot, though.
former Spurs defender Ashley Neville was the difference between the two sides. Aston Villa scored twice in as many second half minutes as they came from behind to beat Brighton 2-1. Top scorer Kirsten Hansen was what turned to be the winner. That's it for me for now. Brighton still 1-0 up on Manchester United. Will keep you across all of those FA Cup games over on Sky Sports News. We're back later.
That's it.
Hi, I'm Stanley. I like long walks on the beach and I'm looking for love.
Now, is God making a comeback with Generation Z? Well, that seems to be the case according to a recent YouGov poll, which revealed faith in God was most prevalent amongst 18 to 25-year-olds in comparison to older generations. Sky's Holly Beaumont has been investigating the rise in religiousness in young people.
I've definitely noticed a change in
Well, it's been too late because the fucking turning all the churches into mosques.
I see, young preachers on the street.
I cannot tell you how many young adults walk into these doors on their own.
I'm seeing people that look like me, that dress like me, that can't say ladies to me, and it's like, I wasn't want to see this.
Is God making a comeback with young people? A recent YouGov study showed that Gen Z said they believed in God more than any other generation in the UK, including boomers.
It's not just like the usual demographic that you kind of think would go to church. In the last maybe 6 to 12 months, there's been such a rise of like young people coming to faith.
In young people DMing me, or just kind of telling us this
Trying to avoid that side.
what's going on here. We've got also conversations this year from increased
The appliance in the top middle. Increased funding.
The number of young people who said they believed in a higher power rose from 29% in 2018 to 48% in 2024. And while in 2018, just 7% of Gen Z said they church monthly, this went up to 4% 6 years later.
Yeah.
Why might this be happening?
Gen Zers are
It
also
was thought so.
quite frankly, got the short end of the economic stick.
Right on the end of it.
Social stick. Affording houses, out of the question. Social isolation coming out of a very
Hey?
crucial time in its development. They're really looking for answers
I want
to
to
some
keep
of life's
movement as
biggest
possible.
Find
left
bad
out.
in the world. There's so much negativity that you boost online. The stuff that we fill our brain with, a lot of it doesn't have any substance to it at all. And I do also think that a lot of people are like yearning for that sort of purpose and fulfillment.
I do think.
You're enough time to have trouble speaking here with that Rosie Jones.
Social media also seems to be playing a
See that?
trend, with many content creators talking about their faith online.
With more churches and more people who are led by God who are showing that through socials, I think you touch so much more people than you think. I always feel like that FIP might be a little bit of like divine intervention sometimes.
And on my baptism video, the same thing happened. I got so many messages just like asking about it, wanting to know more, wanting to know how that happened for me. I think that's why it's so important for anyone with a following. If you can do that, I think that's such an amazing thing to do.
Things that social media has exposed people to that they would never have come across. There's loads of examples of people like blogging and stuff saying like this has been the reason they turn to faith. And that's kind of like what encourages me to continue to do it.
Of course, this won't be representative of all young people.
I think it's really surprising. I'm very active on Instagram, TikTok, social media in general, and I don't see anyone posting about it. And if I do, it is the other way. It's maybe religious persecution.
Whether the shift marks a lasting trend or a temporary change remains to be seen. But for now, Gen Z is reshaping assumptions about faith in the modern day.
Let's return to our top story. Iran has warned it will retaliate if attacked by the US as protesters defy a deadly government crackdown. The number of those killed has risen to 538. That's the latest data we're getting from the US-based human rights activist news agency. The demonstrations sparked by a widening economic crisis have been raging across the country since the end of December. Iranian-born British actress Nazanin Boniadi has told Sky News she is very scared for people in Iran.
It's unfortunately we're hearing that thousands of Iranians have now been killed by the regime, thousands of protesters. There's one particular message that has actually been made public of a man recounting his experiences as he witnessed 450 people in a morgue. The morgue was so full that people were then, dead bodies were being stored in a warehouse.
Well, let's finish the hour with a look at
Dinner under the stars tonight?
That reminds me about travel insurance.
You mean All Clear Skies?
All Clear Travel Insurance sponsors Sky News Weather.
the rain band that's bringing mild conditions will be mostly gone tomorrow, but it is looking unsettled all week. Before then, it'll be windy this evening with severe gales in the northwestern coasts, Ireland, Northern Ireland, Wales and the West Country. Scattering squally showers in Scotland and Wales. Rain. Persistent rain therefore will create blustery showers tonight, and the worst of the gales will ease. Showers will be frequent and prolonged over northwest Scotland, but will become fairly isolated elsewhere. It will be frost-free. Monday morning will bring sunny spells and squally showers and more general rain following. But Northern Ireland and eastern Britain look mostly fine. It's going to be mild but windy with coastal gales in the northwest. Showers will develop more widely later, but southeastern England looks mostly dry inland, while Wales and the southwest will be dry. On Tuesday will be mild, not as windy, with outbreaks of rain for central and southern Britain and watery showers in the northwest.
All Travel Insurance proudly sponsors Sky News Weather.
You're watching the News Hour. Coming up at 6, the number of people killed in Iran has now risen to 500. That's according to the US-based human rights activists news agency. Iran has warned that the US military and Israel would be legitimate targets if America uses force to protect demonstrators. So that's more for you. Top of the hour.
You think you know Renault? It's time to think again. Discover our award-winning hybrid range packed with smart technology. And with a 5-year warranty across every model, you'll enjoy true driving peace of mind for years to come.
Not hard enough, mate.
Rethink Renault. Introducing the future of clean.
Oh, meant to pot it, but just hitting over it.
We can clean it. If it's yellow, we can clean it. Even if your dog thinks it's a toy, we can clean it. Sif Infinite Clean with probiotics technology. Clean surfaces throughout your home and beyond. Try new Sif Infinite Clean.
Welcome to my crib. Let me show you what I've done with this. We got the fridge split.
Welcome to my crib.
Show off your savvy. IKEA for wonderful everyday.
When they come, we'll call it House of Crib.
Alright team, we've got less than 4 minutes before she gets her car insurance quote. Alright team, we've got less than 4 minutes before she gets her car insurance quote. Turns out you're up to the work chat if she wants assistance. I wonder what kind of car she's got.
Correctly. Insurance that just connects. Get up to 25% off with a 40-euro retail voucher when you quote and buy online.
Okay.
Got this?
Get on with that. Come on. Good shot. Too bad. You ready to go home now?
New ball.
Steve? Steve?
The second you suspect a scrub is the second you dial 999.
I will say that with Emma.
Just got even better.
If you have been there, I'm dead.
Absolutely
Oh.
That's on top
Without
of
the stroke.
50% off
Oh.
with the made to
Emma.
measure blinds, curtains and shutters.
Hello.
Plus, get
Righto.
€50 off your electric blind order and conveniently control your blinds for less. Book your free in-home appointment with one of our advisors today. Call 1-800-885-88 or visit hillarys.ie. Don't miss out. An extra 10% off everything ends soon.
Super value this week with Really Rewards. Get Nestle and Kellogg cereals like Rice Krispies, Cheerios, Cookie Crisp and Special K now half price. Get 3 for €10 on selected meats and fish like salmon downs. And fresh fruit and veg from our Super Fresh Valve offer from 79 cents. Check your rewards app for vouchers. Super value. Still super, now better value.
What a hotel, right? And only $280 a night on my favorite site. What?
You didn't check Trivago.
I got mine for $185.
You have to check Trivago.
Check Trivago, and you can save up to 35%.
Everybody's answered today. Yeah.
Hotel Trivago.
I know more about this man than anyone else on the planet.
You're not Alexander the Great.
You are a man in a cell.
That's why I'm a stroke.
What?
What's in Anthem Day?
What's in Anthem Day? They're not that funny.
Wake it with.
Jenny and massive movie star hits.
He do have a lot of boundaries.
He doesn't really care about being liked.
This whole time?
I can remember watching it and thinking, the sound don't sound right.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I went to cook some cheese on toast.
It's 6 o'clock. I'm Jonathan Samuels. You're watching the Top Stories.
I used to cook it on the grill. And then all of a sudden I got this overwhelming smell of
A
crackling.
number of people reportedly killed in Iran
It was
rises.
fucking hard, wasn't it? It was a restaurant grill and I didn't feel the head.
Really?
To protect
Wow.
Because when I was in hospital, a lot of the nurses told us to for bad birds.
Defiance in the Iranian parliament, though, with chants of death to America.
I mean, the fact that I want to fucking stroke more,
To his own people.
what's enough for a clue?
We ask our dear young people who have reached their own conclusions, rightly or wrongly, not to be deceived by these agitators and terrorists.
Lord Mandelson speaks for the first time since his sacking as US ambassador, but doesn't apologise for his extended association with paedophile Jeffrey Epstein. As a teaching union and conservative leader,
That's 2 in a row there, well done.
his social media ban
2 balls?
16,
2 balls in a row, yeah.
trauma caused to young people.
That's quite a lot. Not that long ago.
Well, if I can dig at your confidence, I will do.
Traffic light system to highlight accidents.
Sorry.
Good evening. We begin with the unrest in Iran that's showing no sign of abating as protesters flood the streets defying the government crackdown. The number of those killed has risen to 538. That's the latest data we're getting from human rights activists' news agency tonight. Iran's president has blamed the US and Israel for sowing chaos and disorder and has warned it will retaliate if attacked by America. Our international correspondent Diana Mason.
The voice of many united as one, calling for a better future.
So anti-good.
Can you make out the figures on the bridge in the distance here? The firing of gunshots, explosions in the air. These are disparate videos, making it out of Iran via Starlink despite the internet shutdown. But they give a glimpse of the crackdown. And of its aftermath.
That nearly rolled on your t-shirt. That nearly rolled on your t-shirt.
Some on mortuary trolleys, more lined up on the floor. A mother screams, begging for her child to get up one more time, but they won't. And outside that morgue, the screams of distress and despair as relatives search for their loved ones. The same place filmed by Iranian state television. The claim here that these were people killed by fellow protesters. 23-year-old Robina Arminian was killed with a shot to the head on Thursday night after she went out with friends to join the protests.
You don't have a drink, or have you?
She was a fashion student at university.
You've got enough,
The family told us that they'd given her a secret burial. The state had forbidden it. They don't want public mourning to inflame the protests further. She is one victim whose face we can identify, but there are many more. And on security forces too. Their funerals shown on state TV. Dozens killed, exact numbers unclear, as these protests turn increasingly violent.
The mortality of this political elite, especially the security apparatus that you see, is that if we don't stand together, we will be hung separately. This is why you're seeing a lot of crackdown, willingness to kill people with no regard for international condemnation.
In Iran's parliament, chants of death to America after an angry declaration from the speaker directed at Donald Trump, promising retaliation to any US attack and even a preemptive strike.
We do not consider ourselves limited to reacting only after an attack occurs, and we will act based on concrete indications of threat. We have decided to say this to you and to all your allies in the region, so you do not make a miscalculation, because regret will be of no benefit.
The US and Israel are weighing their options. Donald Trump has promised to hit the regime hard if protesters are killed, though whether he'll opt for a military strike on the security apparatus over non-lethal options like opening up internet access through US companies remains to be seen. The ideologues in charge like to paint these protesters as stooges of the West or violent agitators.
We ask our dear young people who have reached their own conclusions, rightly or wrongly, not to be deceived by these agitators and terrorists. This country belongs to us.
But behind the scenes there will be many, inside the ruling establishment and across the country, who will be watching as best they can to see which way this all goes and where to plant their flag. Dan Megley, Sky News.
Well, demonstrations in solidarity with Iranians are being held in London. Our correspondent, Sandra Chadwick, has the latest from Downing Street.
Well, you know, we've been to several protests today already. They are taking place across London. So we came initially to a protest made up largely of women outside Downing Street earlier this morning, and they were here to show solidarity with the women of Iran. And then we moved to the Iranian embassy in Kensington, and over there the protest, several hundred people there who are calling for a change. They want to see the religious clerical political regime changed and the introduction of the Shah, they kept saying one thing that they've been saying, same thing here, back now we're at Downing Street, and the same thing they keep saying is that they want change, and they think this set of protests is different because they feel that the approach and the sort of energy behind it is completely different. They really believe this will be the last stand against the Ayatollah. Let's just show you some of the protests here. This is outside Downing Street, where the protesters are calling on the UK Prime Minister to show his support. They want the IRG to be prescribed. They want more action, more support for the protesters. And a lot of people here is talking about how this is their way of showing solidarity with the people of Iran who are protesting. We spoke to a few people at the Iranian embassy earlier today. Have a listen to what they said.
I know that Trump has promised to help Iranian people. We will see what will happen.
We feel like this is the last time. Like we really want to get rid of the Republic of Iran. Our demand is from British government.
We all want fair ups.
All these Iranian embassy.
The problem is, all these demonstrations are going off in our country. They're not about not one about the British. You get one about the British and millions, well, millions or whatever attend, and then all of a sudden it's a far right demonstration.
Yeah. One thing I'm getting from younger protesters is that this is all about solidarity with the people of Iran, and that they're really concerned about the media blackout, so people not being able to get information from the ground there. Lots of people talking about how they've got family members, elderly family members, they're trying to get in touch with them, and they can't. They feel that that is something that is completely different. There have been media blackouts, they say, before, and this total communication sort of darkness is something they say is unprecedented, and they're very concerned about that. And then when you speak to older protesters here, a lot of them talk about how much they've seen in the last 40, 50 years, and talk about this being a real big moment for Iran, and they really believe this is the demonstration that is going to bring change for them, and they say this is the moment, and that's why they're here, to show that solidarity and to be a part of that.
Lord Peter Mandelson has declined to apologise directly to Jeffrey Epstein's victims in his first public comment since leaving office. Britain's former ambassador to the US was sacked in September after emails revealed his friendship with convicted paedophile was closer than previously thought. He was speaking to the BBC's Laura Kutzberg.
I want to apologise to those
You've been snookers.
You've
been snookers.
On 2 points.
And did not give them the protection they were entitled to expect. That system gave him protection and not them. If I had known I was in any way complicit, culpable, or constant to apologise, that I was not my knowledge of what he was doing, and I regret the fact that powerless were not given the protection they were entitled to expect.
Well, Lord Mandelson's comments provoked criticism from Labour Minister Peter Carr.
I saw some of the interview this morning. I think everyone associated with Epstein should be apologising for the lapse of judgment that led to any kind of relationship with that man.
3 teenagers and 4 people killed after a taxi and a car collided in Bolton during the early hours of this morning. The Manchester police have said all were declared dead at the scene, while 5 injured passengers were taken to hospital. Performer identification is taking place, and the families of those involved are being supported by specialist liaison officers. Chief Inspector Helen McCormick.
This was a devastating incident for all those involved, none more so than the families of those deceased. This was a particularly challenging scene for colleagues in the emergency services, and I want to thank first responders from our Bolton district and Road Policing Unit at GMP, as well as the fire service and ambulance service for all their hard work through the night and into today.
The question of how to protect young people online today led to some unlikely political alliances. The Teachers' Union, the NASUWT, has called for the government to ban social media for under 16s, a position later echoed by the Conservative leader Kenny Badenoch and the Greater Manchester Mayor Andy Burnham. Sky News has spoken to one young man who, at 18 years old, remains traumatised from harmful content he was shown on a phone when he was just 12. Our correspondent, Adele Robinson, has been speaking to Fraser McKenna, and a warning, her report contains references to self-harm and suicide.
This is not a story about just one child, but a generation seeing things at school on phones that will haunt them for life.
As I turn around, phone gets shoved in my face, and it's a man.
I was 12 years old and somebody showed me a fanny.
Fraser was in year 8 when he witnessed a live suicide video during break time.
There are no words to express how much of an impact that video really had.
Coming off the back of COVID, the effect it had on his 12-year-old brain was profound.
He wanted to hurt himself with a knife.
His dad says he now understands why his son acted in the ways he did, far beyond teenager angst.
I didn't care if I was stabbed. I needed to get this knife off him because I was not going to see my son hurt himself or worse. And but that wasn't the bad part. The bad part came after that. I had to accelerate being restrained, and it was hurting him. And he stopped. And then what came next will haunt me for the rest of my life, and that was that he broke down in tears. He broke down, and we just held each other on the floor, and I held him, because that was worse than the knife for me, seeing him in this situation. And that was the worst. And I felt like I'd done it to myself. That I had to put him in this position to save him.
It wasn't until last year, 4 years later,
I can understand it as somebody you know.
Post-traumatic stress disorder for something he saw unwillingly at school.
Points where I had maybe taken my own life, harmed myself.
To put me on there.
I think it was just.
I really tried to put me on there.
Where I couldn't process things like a normal person would.
He's joining the campaign to ban smartphones in all schools. And experts say it's becoming increasingly clear Fraser's story is not a one-off.
We are not equipped to manage this level of
I don't believe
that number will reduce if children continue to be exposed to this online content.
The government say there's clear guidance, and over 99% of primary schools and 90% of secondaries have policies in place restricting mobiles. But for vulnerable children like Fraser was, exposure is still happening.
And I don't think I've been here talking.
That's 4 games, it's time for it.
And years later, father and son are still trying to put the pieces back together.
And I can't live my life.